The year was 70,000 BC, and humans were getting fed up with living in Africa. At this time, there were only 10,000 humans, and despite their best efforts to boost those rookie numbers through vigorous African jungle sects, the harsh reality of their world began to sink in. Although humans now had fire at their disposal, it turns out combustion wasn't the greatest tool when dealing with the harsh African sun. And even though it seems like a no-brainer, air conditioning hadn't been invented yet. Children had a 50% chance of surviving to adulthood, and even if they defied the odds, most adults were dead by the age of 30. Africa had served as a nice breeding ground for the evolution from monkeys to humans, but it was time to evolve even further. So, a brave group of just a few hundred people made the decision to leave Africa and settle down in the colder climates of the world. These original pioneers spent the next 50,000 years creating civilizations in the Middle East, Europe, Australia, and Asia. And they are the shared ancestors of nearly all humans living today. So the next time you engage in some hot African jungle sex, be proud knowing that you're engaging in incest with your cousin 6,000 times removed. Welcome to the history of humanity. Now you might be wondering, why on God's green flat earth would humans escape Africa only to settle in Australia? It seems like a huge step backwards, and if we look at Australia today, we'll find that humanity would have been better off avoiding the island altogether. A lot of people in the modern day are critical of the European colonization of Africa, but if you think about it, the Africans are the ones who colonized Europe first, so really they only have themselves to blame. While migrating away from the equator might have seemed like a good idea at the time, Mother Earth decided to punish humanity for its wanderlust by ever so slightly shifting its axis away from the sun, which caused an average global temperature drop of 14 degrees. Now that might not seem like much, but it was enough to trigger an ice age that covered 1/3 of the planet in ice. And boy, did those pioneers have egg on their faces. They might have been laughing as they marched out of Africa, but now, for the first and only time in human history, the Africans were laughing at the rest of the world. If humanity wanted to survive the Ice Age, they were gonna have to innovate all over again. So, after the men did all the real work, hunting animals and bringing them back to their caves, the women spent their time sharpening the animal bones into needles, which allowed humanity to tailor clothing that could protect them against the harsh Ice Age elements. But it wasn't just the bitter climate that was trying to kill humanity. After escaping the lions and tigers of Africa, humanity found a new greatest enemy in the form of wolves. Now, wolves definitely ain't nothing to fuck with. They're expert pack hunters. They can run about 10 miles per hour faster than humans. Their jaws are powerful enough to instantly shatter bones, and they just so happen to enjoy the taste of human flesh. So if the Ice Age didn't kill you, there's a good chance a pack of hungry wolves did. If humanity was going to win the war against wolves, they needed to utilize brain over brawn in ways never before seen. What was their solution? Well, if you've ever seen a dog before, you should probably know the answer. Humans began offering delicious cooked meat to the wolves, and many of these wild animals realized that instead of wasting their time hunting humans, they could just sit around doing nothing, and humans would literally hand them better tasting food for free. This strategy worked in favor of both humans and wolves alike, and they formed a partnership. That's right, folks. For the second time, cooked meat literally saved all of humanity. So to the butthurt vegans in the comments section, you're welcome. Again. The team up between humans and wolves made hunting far easier. And this newfound relationship propelled humanity throughout the millennia. By 10,000 BC, the Earth had finally warmed back up, ending the brutal Ice Age. So if you ever hear somebody try to say global warming is a bad thing, remind them how great it is not living in the 50,000-year ice holocaust. In the year 70,000 BC, there were 10,000 humans on Earth. And now, in 10,000 BC, after escaping Africa, surviving the Ice Age, and evolving wolves into dogs through the power of delicious cooked meat, humanity's population had grown to 1 million. Humanity still hadn't bothered with inventing air conditioning, but unfortunately, America hadn't yet been founded so they could come up with all the good inventions. But we'll get to that later. For now, pet your dog, be thankful for global warming, eat some delicious meat, and be sure to tune in for the next rousing episode of The History of Humanity. Hey everybody, welcome to the Comment Corner. This is the new segment where I respond to comments from the previous episode. And boy oh boy did we have some angry vegans in that last comment section. But before we dive into that, I would like to announce that after 2 years of inactivity, I am reactivating my Fiverr account, which means you can force me to say whatever you want for the low price of just $5. Whether you want me to do voiceover for one of your videos, or send a birthday message to a friend, or you just want to fuck with me and make me say stupid shit. It's all possible by clicking my Fiverr link in the description. And there's also an option to turn your message into an advertisement that appears here on my videos. So, if you would like me to advertise your YouTube channel or book or podcast or whatever, to my audience of double-fist-brained morons, it's now easier than ever. Anyway, enough pathetic plugs. Let's read some pathetic comments. In episode 1, I asserted that vegans are less intelligent than the rest of humanity since they don't eat meat. And the vegans in that comment section seemed intent on proving me right. It seems clear to me that their meat deficiency has caused an impairment on their basic comprehension, because I was very clear that humanity was able to double the size of their brains thanks to the nutrition provided by cooked meat. And somehow, these vegetable-brained subhumans interpreted that as anything that eats raw meat should be as intelligent as humans. So lions have massive brains? No. When was the last time you saw a lion cooking a gazelle carcass over a fire? Oh, never? I think it's safe to say that while lions might not have massive brains, they're definitely more intelligent than you. Our ancestors was eating raw meat, ... before fire. Yeah, cool. I guess you missed the entire section of the video where I talked about how the nutrition from cooked meat is what shrunk your stomachs and doubled your brains. But I guess it's hard to hear over the loud crunch of all those carrots you're eating. Wow, humans really are cool being the first and only animal to eat meat. Humans rock. There is nothing more satisfying than when somebody tries to be a sarcastic smartass, even though they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Welcome to the HOH Comment Hall of Shame. In the previous episode, I also invited the comment section to name one carnivore who has ever tried to genocide the human race. And boy, am I happy that I did. Once again, I gave vegans the opportunity to prove how stupid they are, and they didn't hesitate to take it. Because it turns out, the vegans in the comment section literally don't know the difference between a carnivore and an omnivore. A carnivore is somebody who exclusively eats meat, like myself. An omnivore is a person who eats meat and vegetables and fruit and any other dumb shit that people swallow. So let's take a look at what some of you vegans think a carnivore is. Jeffrey Dahmer was a carnivore, and he killed a lot of people. No. Jeffrey Dahmer was an omnivore. You can Google Jeffrey Dahmer last meal and see that he ate toast, cereal, and coffee. Your answer to your question, it's Stalin. Oh really? Joseph Stalin was a carnivore. Well, according to Business Insider, his favorite foods included walnuts, garlic, plums, and pomegranates. And the last time I checked, those weren't fucking meat! And finally, perhaps the most embarrassing attempt yet. I mean, the Mongols plus Genghis Khan basically only ate meat. The Mongols only ate meat, huh? Damn, if only there was a way to prove this wrong. Could it be as easy as calling my local Chinese restaurant and asking if the Mongolian beef comes with vegetables?
Hey, my view?
Hi, do you have Mongolian beef? Does that come with vegetables in the dish?
It covers just onion inside.
Onions? Okay, so you would agree that the Mongols were omnivores and not carnivores?
No.
God damn it. Well, that Chinese lady might not agree, but this sure looks like a Mongolian omnivore meal to me. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to eat all the meat and throw the vegetables in the trash where they belong. Hey everybody! Thank you for watching the second episode of The History of Humanity. And I would like to give a special thank you to Mario Jong-un and the rest of my fantastic patrons. Folks, listen, this Mongolian beef ain't gonna pay for itself. So if you like the show, you can join the names here on screen and support it over at patreon.com/mumkey, or you can go to my Fiverr and get me to say some real dumb shit. I will be announcing the next film contest and art contest very, very soon, so you can stop asking me. Plus, you can expect the Wheel of Cursed Meals 2 to appear in your sub box very, very soon. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time, folks.